Hi, I'm Jane King, and this is New to the Street in person back here at the NASDAQ market site in New York City. This show is all about public, private, and blockchain companies, how the CEOs, the founders, and the innovators bringing you lots of opportunities to consider. Here we go. The Sustainable Green Team is a provider of environmentally conscious solutions in arbor care, disposal, and recycling industry. And with me is the Director of Administration of the Sustainable Green Team, Brian Rivera, and Brian Meier, the Chief Operating Officer. So great to have you both here. So Brian, tell me about the sustainability and how SGTM plays a role in that.
Sure. Well, first of all, thank you for having us. And if I can just give a little bit of props to you and your team. You know, we are just so many companies are really being blessed by what you guys are doing. So thank you for that. And sustainability is a word that we're beginning to hear even more and more in industries. Everybody is looking for sustainability. And sustainability actually is the action or the approach to be able to preserve the well-being of communities and environments. And I take that very to heart, if I can say. I have two kids that I love with all my heart. Everything I do, I try to really focus and concentrate on their future and what they're gonna do and the life that they're gonna live. And that's why I believe the Sustainable Green Team is so important, and what we're doing in our company has such a great value, because that is exactly what we're doing. We're taking what many people would look as waste, something unusable, something that's gone, and creating a sustainable, rich product that is going to be for the communities and the environment. You know, there's, I'm just thinking right now, off the top of my head, there's this show on TV that I love, I used to watch a lot, and something so interesting that they say in their introduction is that what many people see as junk, we see as value. And I believe that's what our company does exactly.
Yeah.
What many people see as waste that is being sent to landfills, that is just no longer good, we are converting it into a sustainable product that has great value for communities and our environment.
Yeah, I always remember how you guys were cleaning up after the hurricanes in Florida.
Exactly.
And trying to, you know, reuse some of that debris that was there. So,
Exactly.
so Brian, are there any technologies, anything revolutionary you're working on this year at Sustainable Green Team?
Yeah, we actually we have a new technology that's being released that personally I believe that it's one of the best beneficial, if not the best, that really is being produced right now. It's Humisoil. For many years and generations, we've been doing things, if I can say, wrong to our environment. Instead of taking advantage of the soil that's in the earth, we've been depleting it. We've been destroying it. And Humisoil is 100% organic soil enhancer that actually manufactures water in the soil. And with the world and everything that's going around, you can look at the news, places like California and other places where there's drought, where there's a lack of water being produced. This soil, or our technology, Humisoil, is going to be able to fix that. It's going to be able to grow fruits, vegetables, any kind of harvest in the middle of the desert. And so this technology, it's taken over. It's going to create great things, and most of all, going back to it, you know, it's going to secure future generations, food supply. It's going to help out our environment and communities, from cities to deserts to mountains, anywhere. This product is going to work, and it's going to cause a change.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, that would be truly revolutionary to be able to grow food in the desert.
Yeah, so absolutely.
There you go. Now, and Brian, how can somebody find out more about Sustainable Green Team? Where should they go?
They can go to our website.
Or just Google Sustainable Green Team. It'll pop up.
Or
And then you
mulch
can find out more.
manufacturing, mulchmfg.com.
If I can say something that I always encourage everybody to come, please check out our YouTube
page.
channel.
Yeah.
It's SGTM, the Sustainable Green Team, and right there you'll be able to meet more of the people like Brian was talking about, learn about our products, and really our heart and passion behind everything we do.
No, that's a good point, because I've actually been on there and it shows what you guys are actually doing. So with all the big equipment and everything. So thank you so much, Brian and
Thank
Brian,
you.
for joining me.
Thank you.
Lameness issues, joint pain, and osteoarthritis can be difficult to treat and debilitating for an animal's health and well-being. Take control of lameness issues and joint pain. Introducing Spring with OsteoCushion technology. With just one injection, Spring with OsteoCushion technology targets the root cause of lameness issues, joint pain, and osteoarthritis, helping animals do what they do best.
OriginClear is doing some very innovative things with water, and it involves decentralization of water. With me is Kim Berenger, the Executive Vice President of OriginClear and also co-creator of Water on Demand. So let's start with, I saw that you had a nearly triple revenue increase year over year.
Thanks for having me.
Great to have you
back. Great to see you again.
So, I mean, that's something to be commended, especially as the economy slowed down a little bit.
Yeah, we're extremely proud. So we released a couple of different numbers. Our revenue was nearly tripled at 250%, which in the water business, I mean, they're popping champagne if you're up 10% year over year.
Right.
It's a very
steady,
slow-moving business.
Yeah.
Right.
It's utility, like.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a stunning number. Our gross profit for the company was up 262%, and again, another near triple. So
these are year-over-year numbers.
Year over year, 21 through 22. We just released the final year-end numbers. So the street, we're going to absorb all that, and we're very, very excited about it. Now, really, what we're really proud of is the team. They have consistently delivered results for us, and what I think is probably the most exciting part is we just announced the transfer of our modular water systems to our holistic water as a service division, Water on Demand. And what this allows for us to do is combine both the technology and the finance to deliver unlimited scalability in the water business. This is a $1 trillion problem. Okay, so $1 trillion problems are not going to be solved by any one single company or probably any 100 companies. The ability to integrate finance, total service, kind of a holistic view with actual technology that is, kind of drop and go and can be removed. We think that's the key to being able to scale this globally eventually.
Well, and that's an interesting aspect of your business. As you grow, you might be able to also incubate other innovative water companies.
Look, our hope is to be able to kind of raise the kids, get them off to college, get them, pay for Harvard Law, pay for Harvard Law, and then the kids can, pay us back. And we would love to see. There is no incubator in water, and water is a technology-based business. It's not pipes and valves. This is a highly technologically advanced business, and there is no incubation or incubator for water technology, or aquatech as they refer to it now. We set out to be the world's first incubator for water technology, and happily, and I'm very proud of the team for this, we've successfully incubated our first with the only meaningful benchmark that makes any sense, right? We started out with virtually zero and was able to transfer it for, like I said, many fold our investment.
Yeah, interesting. I mean, and such a problem with water and cleanliness of it and lack of it, and you're really trying to address that.
It's an upstream problem. Right now, we treat it downstream. Right, everything flows downstream to a centralized water plant here in New York City. I grew up, New York City water was the best water. Not so much anymore, right? Because everything's coming up from upstream down to downstream. They're doing their best, but you got 80 million different contaminants in your water. How can one centralized system possibly address that? If you treat the water at the place it's being contaminated, and you address those specific contaminants with a private, decentralized water utility, the quality of that water coming to the centralized system is better. And if you charge the polluter, right, you and I are paying for water, okay? We're paying the same as the guy who produces millions of gallons a month, okay? That's crazy, right? And he's the one polluting it, we're not, okay? So if you charge the end user, you're actually saving that business a fortune, okay? So he's happy. But the quality of what comes down to the end user is much, much better. And potentially, we can start to deliver water in decades to come cheaper or even free.
Yeah, interesting. Well, thank you so much, Ken,
for
the update, and look forward to the next one. Thank you.
Thank you.
Research efforts to discover new antibiotics have stalled. New antibiotics were discovered and developed at a breathtaking pace. Enter AccuRx Pharmaceuticals. They are a biopharmaceutical company focused on developing new antibiotics for difficult-to-treat infections such as MRSA, VRE, and DRSP. We face new threats every day, big and small. AccuRx Pharma is on the front lines of health using technology to help us treat tomorrow's infections today. AccuRx Pharmaceuticals.
Reliance Global is an InsurTech company transforming the traditional insurance company and agency model. And with me is Grant Barra, the Senior Vice President of Operations, to explain this. So provide an overview of Reliance Global and what's the core operations.
Sure, Jane. So thanks for having me today. Reliance Global Group started out with an aggressive acquisition strategy, primarily focused in the insurance space. We've been extremely successful in acquiring some very high quality entities, and to this day they perform very well. Reliance Global Group, now that we've acquired these entities, one of the most recent acquisitions being RELI Exchange, has given us a turning point, a pivot point, that's allowed us to bring all those entities that we've acquired together under a one firm vision. So now that we've started to bring those entities together under a one firm vision, you're going to see our ability to leverage the synergies within the other organizations that we've acquired through our RELI Exchange agency partner network move very quickly. Mm-hmm. And we're able to, as we bring that underneath the one firm vision, leverage that with RELI Exchange and our agency partner network to instantly give all of our partners in the field access to significantly more products, higher quality support, and doing that on our proprietary InsurTech platform. So another key contributor to our growth being that InsurTech platform that we've offered. As we add those additional opportunities to sell for our agent partners in the field without even adding additional agency partners, that's going to increase revenue, right? So, but I don't want you to think we're not going to add additional agency partners. When we were acquired, there were 65 agency partners in the field. Less than a year later, Jane, we're sitting at over 200.
Okay.
So we've been able to do that, but we've been able to do that in a way that we were not fully staffed to be able to handle the capacity of bringing in significantly more agency partners into the network. So the team, and credit to Michael Dobeck, who runs RELI Exchange, and his management team within that entity, they've done an incredible job, and they're working diligently on increasing capacity by bringing in recruiters and sales directors and support staff to continue to service our existing agents, which we're able to do with no issues. But in order to continue to bring in the amount of agency partners that we currently have in our pipeline, we just need the additional resources. So that's a real great thing for the company.
Yeah. Now, are you actively looking for more acquisitions?
So it's interesting that you asked that, because I just talked about a lot of organic growth that we have. And the acquisitions wasn't necessarily something I was planning to talk about, but we have some very significant, so I do believe in 2023 we're going to be able to close on some acquisitions. And we have some very large, very profitable opportunities in our pipeline. So I'm very excited about the opportunity with how they fit into our overall growth plan with Reliance Global Group. And another key factor that, assuming we're able to close on one of these opportunities, it will also close any operational income gaps that we have within the company.
Okay. Where can somebody go, whether they're on the agency side, investor side, where can they go to find out more about Reliance Global?
So Reliance Global Group is traded on the stock exchange as RELI, so that should be one of the first places they look. But if you go to www.relianceglobalgroup.com, if you can't spell that out, just Google Reliance Global Group. It should be the first one that pops up. If you scroll down to the bottom of the page, there's an area in which you can subscribe to any of the investor information that goes out. And I highly encourage that, because then you're up to date and you're getting any of that information as it's released to the public.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much, Grant, for coming by.
Awesome. Thanks, Jane.
Hi, I'm Jason Greer. If you're like most business owners, you have many issues in your workplace that need to be addressed. My company, Greer Consulting Inc., helps businesses just like yours. The world is changing, and many CEOs and businesses understand this, but they don't know how to properly address it. If you have diversity issues, Greer Consulting can help you. Are you seeing signs of union organizing at your workplace? If so, Greer Consulting helps companies from all industries remain union-free and achieve the appropriate productivity objectives. If you need help with either of these issues, please contact Greer Consulting, and we will definitely take care of you.
ProStar Holdings is a software as a service company. The company provides precision mapping, also cloud mobile solutions designed to capture and record and display the precise locations of subsurface assets, including pipelines, buried utilities, things like that. And with me is the CEO, Paige Tucker, to explain more about ProStar. So, Paige, let's start. What problems are you solving at this company?
Well, it's actually a global problem. And that is that around the world, our infrastructure is becoming dilapidated and in serious need of repair and replacement. And when I say critical infrastructure, most people think of roads, bridges, and highways. But there's also another critical infrastructure that is also in serious need of repair and replacement, and it's our underground infrastructure, which includes a vast network of utilities and pipelines.
I feel like most of the public doesn't even know how bad shape this is in, because we don't really see it. But give me a sense of how old some of this is and what are the potential problems with that?
Yeah, it's the old out of sight, out of mind. So, for example, here in the United States, just to put things into perspective, we have 2.5 million miles of paved roads that crisscross our nation. But we have 35 million miles of buried utilities, of which the majority of those utilities and pipelines were put into the ground between 50 to 100 years ago, well before we had any type of compliance or regulation or oversight. No one was really concerned about where these pipelines and utilities were being placed into the ground, and they were never intended to support the level of population growth that we've experienced over the past 100 years.
Yeah, and of course we had the infrastructure bill. Do you expect to benefit from that?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm sure everyone's familiar with the infrastructure bill, which was about $1.2 trillion. several hundreds billions of dollars is actually earmarked specifically for infrastructure, including the improvement of our roads and bridges and highways. But in addition to that, it's also for the improvement and expansion of water systems and sewage systems, as well as expansion of broadband. And these two infrastructures, the above-ground infrastructure and the below-ground infrastructure, are connected. So you can't work on one or the other without impacting each other. So with all of this construction that's going to take place, it's going to be really important and critical that we identify where these utilities and pipelines are located to a very high level of precision. If I basically did a lobotomy on the earth and I removed all the pavement, you might be surprised, based on 35 million miles of buried utilities, that they're overlapping. I always refer to it as a spaghetti bowl of utilities and pipelines that have been haphazardly thrown into the ground over the past 100 years. And we really don't know where these utilities and pipelines are located with any level of accuracy. And so our system is designed, as you mentioned, to capture, record, and display where these utilities and pipelines are buried down to the centimeter.
Fascinating and really important work. I don't think people even realize, what kind of shape this stuff is in and how crucial it is really for our economy and for the future. So best of luck, Paige. Thank you for joining us.
I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Sekur, the true solution for your digital privacy and security. Sekur is a private and secure messaging and email solution hosted in Switzerland, using proprietary military-grade encryption and Swiss privacy laws, giving you true privacy. Sekur doesn't collect or sell your data and doesn't require your phone number or any personal data that hackers target. You can message and email non-secure users privately without the need for others to download Sekur. Visit Sekur.com. Regain and protect your privacy today.
Welcome, everyone, to the Weekly Hack, the Secure Privacy and Security segment. I'm Anna Berry, along with Alain Ghiai, the CEO of Sekur. All right, Alain, summer is almost here, and that means a lot of travel is upon us. But there's a new warning by the FBI warning us to avoid using free public Wi-Fi charging stations. So I want to know, how can hackers get into these public charging stations, especially with our USB? Is that how they're getting in?
Yeah, so, you have now the traveling season first for business people. It just started. Then you had the holiday, and then obviously summer coming up. Travel is increasing. And, USB ports are meant to transfer data. They also charge your device. But when you think about it, you can also transfer data. You may have photos on a laptop and you want to transfer to a phone or vice versa. That's the kind of cable that you get. So they found a way to siphon your data when you plug in into, it could be anything. I think a year or two ago, we talked about airport seats that have these USB plug-in. I wouldn't be surprised somebody tampered with some seats. And who knows? These criminal organizations are big. So it could be as little as don't plug into the airport seat. The best thing to do is really to have your own real outlet charger if you can, and plug it into an outlet. I do realize that they're not very common, but more and more in airports they have these outlets as well. Yeah, that's a huge problem. People go on public phone and just charge for free. And that's the new thing, and they're siphoning your entire data.
Right. And there are portable charging devices out there that I often carry with me when I travel. It's a hard habit to change, but it's an important habit to change, especially when it comes to public Wi-Fi too. You warn a lot about that. Don't join public Wi-Fi. Quickly tell us why.
Yeah, public Wi-Fi, even the so-called secured ones, are not secure to a level that is a point that a hacker can't get in. You may have some very basic off-the-shelf encryption or a password that's super easy to understand. If you go to a coffee shop and you have staff that's, churning over all the time, and you're going to ask somebody, what's your password? They barely know it. So it has to be something easy. These passwords don't even change every day. So don't use a Wi-Fi, even with a password. And a great way to essentially encrypt your connection, you either use your regular 5G, so your mobile data thing, or use a VPN like the one we just launched. It does encrypt your internet connection.
That's a perfect segue into the launch of your VPN. Congratulations on that. I know that recently happened. So talk to us about it. And I know that there is a promo code for our eager listeners out there.
Yeah, so Secure VPN follows the same concept as all our secure solutions. It's Swiss hosted only, our own machines. So that means we don't host in hyperscaler or big techs. We have our own infrastructure, and we also don't offer secondary services. A lot of these VPN have other solutions that they offer, antivirus and whatnot. But what people don't understand is those are third parties, and the VPN provider essentially sells your information to the antivirus or ad blocker. We have none of that. It's super easy. You can go to securevpn.com, register, you sign up, and then you basically download on iOS or Android, or you can even go to secure.com, and we have now a little button that says Secure VPN. That'll take you to the VPN website. It's extremely easy to use. You sign up, you download the application, and you kind of push a plug thing, and that's it. Literally, you tap your screen, and all your connection goes through our multiple Swiss IP addresses. We don't log anything. We have no connection to any third party, no China connection, no big tech, nothing of that sort. And we don't even look at your traffic. We don't even register your device ID. So one account can get you 5 devices. It's normally $7 a month. You can use our usual code privacy for 15% off any of our plan for the next 5 years.
Wonderful. Privacy is the code for the new Secure VPN. This is such valuable service that you're providing everyone. As we've talked about it for years now, it's only going to get worse. So privacy has arrived with Secure, and I've learned so much in these conversations with you. So there you go.
And I'm using it right now. It's literally you tap on and tap off, and you're in.
Perfect. Wonderful. Well, great speaking with you as always, Alain.
Thanks, Anna. Thanks, everyone, for watching. See you next week.